Hi, welcome. This is Jeff Chin and the Culmination Project, end of the year. Three parts to it, and here's part one. I'm the philosopher. So, what do I think? Um, what's our role as educators? Well, in general, my personal mission statement is this: to facilitate a child's transition from dependent liability to an interdependent asset who can successfully overcome 21st century problems at will. So I try to make that as general as possible so that children can be, or we can set them up in our mission statement, to include anything. So your problem, in essence, can be going to college, it could be getting a job, it could be welding, it could be whatever. But we're going to give you the tools as educators to handle it. Okay, so the next culminating question is, how do we do that? Well, I've come up with 4 requirements for effective teaching, and they are right here. So number 1, you have to be a lifelong learner. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can never stop learning because the world's dynamic, it keeps spinning. People change, ideas change, culture changes, chemistry changes, math changes, everything changes. And in doing that, you have to be malleable, you have to be dynamic, and you have to be continually wanting to learn. Always. Number 2, you have to be a lifelong salesperson. That was in the reading, and I agree with that. I personally have, I'm still a California real estate broker. I've owned companies and had to manage many people, and I've had to sell ideas to people. I've had to sell myself to clients, because you're in competition to list houses. And so now I'm using all of that past experience on selling things to sell my idea about chemistry to these kids. And all it is about marketing. You're marketing your idea so that each person can digest it or accept it. Okay? And more so, well, in addition to that, it's like being a coach. I used to be a football coach, and in general, you have one mission. It's to win, right? So you look at all the players and you pick out which ones will fit into the best positions. So to take that a step further, in chemistry, our goal as a team, right, is to beat chemistry. So my job is to look at each child and find out what's their asset. Is this guy a kicker? Are they good at converting moles and doing math? Great. Let's get them in that position, which allows them to contribute to our team, you understand, of learning chemistry, and then therefore that person understands their position, their cog in the machine. And so they don't have to feel like they're left out because they're a good math person or they're just a kicker, where everyone wants to be the quarterback, so to speak. So it's our jobs to be a coach and put people where they belong so that they can blossom the best. Number 3, be more than a problem solver, be a problem finder. That is, we're going to get to that a little bit later as I go deeper, so I'm just going to leave that there. And then number 4, this is paramount. I'm a huge proponent of this. Lead by example. Lead by example. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Lead by example. If you want your kids, we'll get more into that. Just let the slide speak for itself. So here we go. So the first one, a commitment to being a lifelong learner. All right. So by committing to be a lifelong learner, it's going to be somebody who always grows, moves in a positive direction, and always does reflection. That is huge. The reflection here, let me turn on the laser pointer. This right here, this reflection is paramount. If you lack the ability to reflect, then I don't feel that teaching is going to be good for you, because it's just not. If you are reflecting, you're learning. So if you're reflecting, you're giving yourself the ability to grow. So that's being a lifelong learner. So the second one was being a lifelong salesperson. Remember, I was in sales and real estate, so I'm a huge follower of Zig Ziglar, and in order to get motivated and stay motivated, he was the man. And if you can surround yourself with like-minded people, or as I always tell my students, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Surrounding yourself with highly motivated, highly productive people in your network is huge. And well, that's one of the credits to the salespeople. Stephen Covey, oh my God, number 2, this man is my idol. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and having a paradigm shift for teachers is massive, because people are dynamic and we have to too. And in order for us to have a paradigm shift, or you have to change your glasses. And that's, well, how Stephen Covey explains it. Change your lenses so that you can see from that person's perspective every time. And what else do we have here? Oh, and also salespeople collaborate. I've been up and down California to learn how to sell more houses, and I know teachers have seminars. I know science teachers have seminars, of course, with the NGSS rolling out. We've got all of that stuff. But it's way easier to share ideas on how to reach more customers than figure it out yourself, right? It's just, we get a lot further when we collaborate. And then, so being a lifelong coach. As I said before, your job is to assess each player so you can put them in the position that best accentuates their strengths or helps them overcome their weaknesses. So it's our job as teachers to be their coach, okay? And what does a coach do? It doesn't play the game for them. You teach them, give them the tools how to succeed, and then you watch from the sidelines. Oh, be a problem finder. That was number 3. Look at this statement right here. I like this a lot. I came up with. Innovation is not enough. Solving problems created yesterday with today's tech. That's what innovation is. Solving problems created yesterday using today's technology. But what we want to do is we want to be a problem finder, and that person can solve tomorrow's problems with today's tech. And that leads us to, you know, so many more potential uses of it, because an ounce of prevention saves trillions of dollars. So number 4, this is huge with me, as I said, because it is. You got to lead by example. And leading by example, as the leader of the classroom and of that company, you're basically the CEO, because that's your book of business that you're teaching. You have to be malleable. You have to be. If you're rigid, your students will be rigid. Okay? You have to be a creative thinker. If you want your students to be, you have to be as well. We have to use technology so that they have a chance in today's economy. If we don't use technology, the kids are not going to use it, and then they're going to fail. And number 4, we have to have positive, caring approach. We have to be positive, we have to be caring, we have to be approachable, and this is important, we have to be disciplined. Okay? Everybody needs structure. We are human creatures, and we follow basic human behavior. And we know we need structure, but in a creative sense. Okay? And then lastly, how does all this tech fall into that philosophy that I've just created? Well, for me, technology is a tool. It's a tool that I can use to, well, like I said here, is to improve equity and improve access to information. Prior to this, chemistry is pretty much a mystery to a lot of people. But with technology, we can unlock so many visuals, so many new connections to ideas and pathways that students can now go down, so they can see things for real, and then they can manipulate it on simulations. Like when you grade my NASA WebQuest, you know, you're going to go to this machine that's going to allow you to push on variables to change things and look in real time and see the reactions to gases and whatnot. And also, this tech is going to help teach students to use it on their own, right? So we're going to teach students to use technology to improve their own equity and their own access to information, because we all know this saying right here, right? We all know this one. Give a man a fish, he eats for a night. Teach a man to fish, he feeds himself for a lifetime. But I would submit to you this new saying right here. Because how about we teach them to fish, farm, hunt, and gather? So no matter where they are, they can survive. Okay? Because then you can leave the ocean if you want to. You don't have to eat fish. You can go make whatever food you want.